Welcome to the Healing Temple. I'm so glad you're here. We have a special guest today. We have Dr. Hesu Whitten here. He's a chiropractor and the founder and inventor of the Whitten Method. And I'm so excited to ask him all about it because I've received 2 sessions now and they are extremely profound and amazing. And I want everyone to know about this healing modality I've never seen anything like it in the whole world, and I really, if you're on a healing journey and you need support, I just really want you to know about this method. So thanks for being here, and let's dive into the interview.
You know, I've been doing this work for 32 years, and so it's just really nice to be able to share it with people.
Yeah, I'm so grateful you brought me into your office and we connect on all those levels. And yeah, ever since, I like to say that you were a huge catalyst for my healing. I've been trying to heal an infection since 2017, and now it's 2025, and I'm just at the tail end of it. I've done so many good things for my body in the past 3 years, and just really committed to like the deepest healing and optimal health. That's like my goalpost is like optimal health. Like I want to feel optimal health. And so meeting you, it was like, oh my gosh, it was like we didn't even have to talk about my story or what was happening with me. You just like went in and did your magical spells. I don't know how you call them, but it's like I was just blown away by, like, there's no mind. Like you don't have to think about what is this or what is that. It's like you just feel more. It's like you just feel what's happening. And that's profound to me because it's just so opposite of what we've been doing as a culture, or and then to feel the effects of it, I just was so lit up by after our first session. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like I've never experienced anything like that. I hope that a lot of people feel that way too.
Well, it's a matter of your body feeling listened to. And so muscle testing really is a technology to listen to your body, because your body's crying for healing. You know, everyone's crying for healing.
Yeah.
You know, if you see all the disasters in the world, all that happens because people are unhealed.
Exactly.
They're holding on to beliefs that are not healthy beliefs. You know, a healthy, happy human being, someone who has love flowing through their body, doesn't wage war. You know, I mean, they might protect from, things that are threatening their family, but they're not doing crazy things like damaging the planet and damaging their own body and damaging their relationships, and all that is a sign of a need for healing. And so we can either approach healing through our intellect, and I have a white coat on and I've studied for 18 years and I know everything about the body and I'm going to fix you. But like every person is unique. Every body, I might have a doctorate, but I don't have a doctorate in you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. In your body, you're so unique, so complex. Not just you, but everyone. And so we need a tool that is able to tell me what you want.
Exactly.
And where you want it. So I've just created a menu, kind of like a waiter. I consider myself a waiter, where it's like, what do you want? And how can I get it to you as precisely as possible? And that's really been the quest, is creating a patient-driven system where your body tells me what you want. And so that's evolved and grown over the last 30 years or so. But I just love it. I never get tired of it because it keeps it expanding and deepening.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, that list blows me away. Like it's like your code sheet of how to, and you invented that. That was you created, like, figuring out of all the different things a body could potentially need to heal. The colors, the frequencies, and then more physical stuff too.
Well, I've created probably 30 different sheets like that, like breaking down the information, and as new information comes in, it's like how does that fit into this? But it really comes down to, like I say, water can be solid, liquid, or gas. It's all H2O. Like ice, the formula for ice is H2O. The formula for water vapor is H2O. So it's just different phases of H2O. Human beings were also solid, liquid, and gas, and people laugh at that. But the solid is the bones, the muscles, the structure. The liquid is the chemistry, all the things that are in your blood, and the nutrients and infections and all that sort of thing. And then the gas is all the invisible stuff, your stress levels, your core emotions, your belief systems, the chi, all the invisible stuff it's still you. It's probably more you than anything, but it's like, how do you work with the invisible? And that's been my quest, because I was dealing with deep, I guess, self-esteem issues, feeling unlovable. My mother left when I was 2. I'm like, how do I reprogram this? How do I deal with reprogramming the invisible stuff? And there was affirmations, but that didn't really work all that well. And there was other systems out there, but it really wasn't kind of getting to the deeper stuff. The wealth consciousness and the love consciousness. How do I attract love? How do I attract abundance? And how to attract, all the things that I want to manifest to have a successful and happy life. And so that was the quest. How do we get our hands on those levers and pulleys and manipulate that stuff so I can get out of my own way and have this brilliant, successful life.
Yeah, and so you developed a formula that can guide you through.
Can guide me through
finding those things and tweaking them and.
And getting to the different levels, because there's a lot of muscle testing systems out there, but they don't realize that the psyche has so many different levels of depth.
Right.
And so they might go, I love myself, test strong, no problem there, no issue. But if they go, okay, let's go deeper into the psyche, it's like, oh, there's a ton of stuff to be worked on there. And so that's one of the big breakthroughs I had, is going through the different depths of the psyche.
Yes.
And so if you don't ask the right questions, so the answers you get are only a function of the quality of the questions that you ask.
Yeah.
So that's the 32 years, is figuring out better and better questions to ask that gets to the deeper subconscious, which is where the power really is.
Incredible. Yeah. It takes a lot of kind of determination and perseverance to be like, okay, I want to get to the bottom of this. Like, I want to figure out how to really get this to work.
It has to work. It's like, it's the quest of a lifetime. It's, it's like, wow, nobody's done this.
Yes.
This work. And that's why it's so exciting. It's like, kind of like being a pioneer. And the cool part of being a pioneer is you have to trust yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody else to say, am I on track? Yeah. We actually have to reconnect with our own belief in ourselves. That's the biggest challenge of muscle testing, is you have to say, I'm the authority. And we were not taught that. We were taught to give, the teacher is the authority. Growing up in grade school, the person on TV, the person that's written the book, the doctor, and just to go, hey, my take, my feelings on this are valid.
Totally.
That's a huge healing to shift to that, because in this culture, we want to give our power to computers, to people that suck our blood out and run it through a machine and say, this is what's wrong with you.
Yes.
Instead of just going, let's just tune in and ask our own body and get feedback from our own body's feedback system. So muscle testing is a feedback system. Strong is yes, weak is no. Yes, no. And people are like, that's subjective, that's not legitimate. where's the studies? And you've got all these people online saying, that's bogus, that's not valid. And so you're dealing with all this, people just telling you you're not legitimate. And, and how do you shut that out? How do you trust yourself? Because they're just dealing with the fact that they don't trust themselves and they're projecting that onto you.
Yeah, trust is a big deal. And to trust a source other than our minds. Like we're taught to rely on our thoughts and what we've learned, or what, just the computer of the mind. And so the muscle test I've found is, it's the trusting the body and trusting another source of intelligence that we might not be so familiar with, but we have to.
We're very intellect driven. Our culture has gotten out of balance. Intellect, if you think of that as masculine, and that the intuition is feminine, they're not in balance right now. And there's value in both. And I think the best healing system is a balance between both. Like, because I went to school, chiropractic school, which has the same basic sciences as medical school, they don't know. People don't realize I spent a year in a cadaver lab. We were, in microbiology, we were studying anatomy, we were dissecting the brain, we took 8 courses in x-rays. I mean, it was everything medical school was, instead of learning surgery, we learned how to adjust the body. Instead of learning about drugs, we learned about nutrition. That's basically all the difference, but there's so much, there's so much good, like the TV shows, the propaganda glorify medicine, when it's only masking symptoms. It's not actually treating the cause of illness, really. And so people are dealing with the fact that they've been indoctrinated to, think that that's valid and everything else natural is invalid. So that's part of the issue we're dealing with.
And then this could be a side note, but as a chiropractor, are you allowed to diagnose and treat, or is that okay? Cool, that's great. I wasn't sure, and so that's really helpful. So it's like a less invasive way of that than the medical profession, or the other.
Well, some people call the degree is DC, Doctor of Chiropractic, but sometimes they call us Doctor of Causes. Actually getting to the cause as opposed to the symptoms.
That's great.
But even most chiropractic doesn't deal with the causes. They just do adjustments. And they don't really learn how to listen to the body. They're not taught that. So they don't address the emotional causes. They don't address a lot of them don't deal with toxicity and deficiency and things like that. So
your method is so all-encompassing. It's not just working on the bone structural stuff.
Well, if we're going to call ourselves holistic, we need to deal with the body structurally, chemically, and emotionally, spiritually.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're just treating parts of the body. And when you treat one part, it affects the other parts. We're not isolated. Like if a kid is criticized as a child, it affects the posture. So the emotional, spiritual affects the structural. And then they're like, what's the use? And they just eat junk food, which throws off their chemistry. So it affects their food choices too.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
It's all so interconnected.
Yeah.
So we could go into more about the Whitten method and how people can learn about it and do it themselves if they need to, or do you want to go into
Well, that was my goal. So my mentor that I met in 1995, brilliant guy, he took over the teaching of a technique called Clinical Kinesiology. The guy who developed that died in a car accident. And so my mentor took over teaching that, and he made some improvements to that. Incredible techniques, in the 90s. It was amazing. It incorporated homeopathy and acupuncture. And so I learned all that stuff and how to use muscle testing to diagnose that. But I asked my mentor, it took me about 3 years to get good at that system. I said, how many of us know this work as well as you and I do, because I'd been studying with him for 2 or 3 years at that point. He says, there's probably about 10 of us, that know it fairly well. I'm like, there's 8 billion people in the world, there's 10 of us? I mean, so I was like, well, there are some things that are still missing from the system. It's overly complex, it's taking years to learn.
What is that system called?
Clinical Kinesiology.
Okay.
And it's complex in ways that would take me too long to go into, but it was just, it was missing some things, and it was unnecessarily complex. And so I was like, okay, we've got to make this simpler, because all I need to know from the body is, what do you want and where do you want it? That was a huge breakthrough of just saying, this could be really simple.
Okay.
And so I figured out a way to simplify that work, cut out the unnecessary complexity, and just say, okay, is it structural, chemical, or energetic?
Right.
And if it's chemical, is it diet or is it supplements? Let's say, if it's diet, is it a food that we should add or a food we should take away? Because there's no supplement for a food that you should be avoiding, right?
Of course.
It's silly.
Yes.
And so I've broken it down into very teachable flow charts. And so I figured out how to teach that in 4 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so the Whitten Method was designed to be a 2-weekend seminar. So day 1 is how to muscle test well and apply it to structural issues. Obviously, I don't teach people how to adjust. You have to go to chiropractic school for that. But non-forceful, how to find where there's a bone out of place and just hold it. Or how to find where the body needs fascia release, or where there's trigger points, or need massage, or reflexology, structural stuff. I can teach that in 1 day, the basics. I mean, you need to practice to get good at it, for sure, but I can give you the basic techniques, and then you just need to practice it. And then nutrition is the biochemistry, that I can teach that in 1 day. How to test for what supplements you need, how to evaluate which organs are out of balance, and which, if diet's needed or supplements, and how to dose those. That's a 1 day class. And then the energetic and emotional stuff takes me about a day and a half, and then we have a half day to practice and put it all together. And so I haven't taught that live for a while, but in February 2026, I'm going to have my first live training in Ventura, and that'll be 2 weekends long. And over COVID, we videotaped that, and so now it's available on. You can go to my website, and the whole program's downloadable, and then you can watch it at your own pace and keep that for life. And then you just need to work, and then you can do the work on yourself. It's really good to do it on yourself, because we all need healing. The healthier we get, the better we are at helping other people. And we get more confident and more, once we get the system and get better at it, it's really stress-free to work on yourself, because you're not going to criticize yourself. It's a safe thing to work on yourself, right? You're not going to be like, you idiot, you don't know nothing. Right?
But you're training people to work on themselves and others if they want.
Yeah. I mean, the person I've worked on the most is me. Right? I've gotten the most hours, and my body is my own laboratory. Right. And so all the stuff that I figured out, I started with me. Yeah. Or my my partner, my wife. Yeah. And so new ideas come every week or every month, and I test them on me. When I find something else that I need, it's like, oh, cool, that's great. And then I'll add it to my list of things that I do and check on other people.
So the new class, the live class, will have kind of like the updated version of what you've been exploring, maybe. I
mean, the basics. It's called the Whitten Method Basic Series, so all of that's going to always be valid.
Yes.
But once people are really good at that, then I have like master class, and that's where I kind of go into kind of the latest and greatest stuff. But you always need to know the basics. Like
Definitely.
in musical terms, the scales are never going to change. So the basics here is always going to be valid, and you get good at that. It takes about 6 months, 9 months to get really good at that. And once you've got that, then I can basically download the new stuff really easily, really quickly once you know how to get clear yeses and nos. So I mean, muscle testing is a matter of building a dialogue with your own subconscious intelligence or with the patient's subconscious intelligence. So once I could get a clear yes and a clear no, now the channel of communication's open. Now my body is my teacher. That's what happened. Once I could get a clear yes and no, my own body started to tell me how things worked, how old programs got trapped. I would ask, like, let's say I had a self-esteem issue, or let's say I had a resentment issue, that something I was carrying around, some old anger. I would say, is it global? Meaning, is that resentment throughout my system, or does the body store it locally? And my body taught me this stuff.
Wow.
How deep? Is it superficial? Is it deep? Is it on the nerves? Is it in the tissues of the organs? I could have a conversation, my body would give me feedback and teach me. My own body became my teacher. I didn't have to go to seminars, right? It would teach me stuff.
That's incredible.
And so that's kind of how you create your own system. Once you have a connection with your own intelligence, because I don't hear things auditorily. Some people are clairaudient or clairvoyant, where they can see. I don't have any of those. I'm kinesthetic. Yeah. So I can feel stuff, and it feels strong or it feels weak. You know, the energy's on or the energy's turned off. So it's a binary system, on, off, yes, no, true, false. And so you just learn how to have a conversation with yes, no type answers. And that's teachable. Awesome. Because it's not based on some gifts I was born with.
Or some book knowledge that you studied forever. Yeah. It's really...
So like I say, you know, your job is to trust yourself. It's not for me to be the, the guru. So I just say, learn how to trust yourself. And the first thing we have to clear is your own self-doubt. Once we clear out your self-doubt and you trust yourself, then you're off and running. Then your body will tell you, I'll say, you know, I'll teach you stuff, and I'll say, you test to see if what I just told you is true or not.
So you teach the clearing of the self-doubt like first in your course?
That's the most important thing. Once you've got that's the one obstacle to muscle testing working well is self-doubt. If you have, and it's kind of like a vicious cycle. If you doubt yourself, then you can't trust your own muscle testing. It's like, well, I thought I'm using muscle testing to find out where I need to clear myself. And so that's where you meditate, you relax, you go deep into meditation, and you just start practicing. Show me a yes, show me a no, show me a yes, show me a no. When you're relaxed, then you get into a state where, because confidence comes and goes. Right. Even with me, there's days I wake up and I'm like, I don't feel all that confident, and then I just kind of clear out whatever stuff I picked up, yesterday or whatever. And so I just kind of, it's like a shower. Every day you shower and get yourself clean. I get my own circuits clean every day.
Wow, yeah.
So it's a technology for just staying in the zone. Staying is your best, clear itself. It's a shower for your energy fields, and just to say, okay, is this food what my body wants? Like last night I tested, I came home and we'd sort of eaten, and I was like, should I have a small meal, a medium-sized meal? Yes. Okay, so I know how much to feed myself. Yeah. It's just a way to tune into yourself.
Totally. Yeah. Yep. I'm curious about people, and like I'm working with someone who's in a really bad accident. And so do you ever find people that come to you and they're like, you don't know, like you might not, like they might have to go somewhere else because your work like isn't for that type of ailment, or like what percentage do you think of ailments your method can actually find the solution to, and then what percentage they might have to like go to, I don't know, some other kind of doctor?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, muscle testing, like I say, it's a system for listening to your body.
Yeah.
Or listening to the body of the patient.
What it needs, yeah.
So yesterday I was working at a trade show. It was for people doing in the wedding industry.
Okay.
And so they had like these little, they had this like booth where we were doing some massage, and some of the people wanted to be adjusted. And so I would say, is it safe to adjust this patient? Is their body ready to be adjusted? So we would do some massage, get them relaxed. And this one patient was, well, not patient, but yeah, this one person was saying, can you tune into my body and see if it wants an adjustment? And I could tell she was nervous about it. It said, do I have permission? So I'm asking the body for permission. Where am I being invited to do some therapy? And I would say, just like with your body when we did that session, do I have permission to adjust you now? Yeah. And it says no. So one thing I would do with the patient is I would say, can I help this person? And I would test that. Okay. I might not be able to fix everything. Yeah. And it's not about me fixing it. Yeah. I'm not fixing anything. Right. I'm just asking the body, what would be the best therapy to clear out your body's resistance to self-healing.
Yeah, there's so many layers. So even if it is physical, but there's a mental block, then you have to get through the mental block to get to the physical healing maybe.
Even an adjustment, it's not healing you, it's removing interference with the electricity flowing through your body. Or if the muscle's in spasm, I'm calming the spasm so, the body can work more efficiently. See, our bodies are designed to heal itself. Right. Every living thing has self-healing capacity. Right. And so my role is really a negative role. I'm removing the boulders that are blocking the self-healing mechanism. Yeah. Yeah. That's totally different than conceptually So when you say, can you heal that? I don't heal anything. Well, yeah, so what you're saying is the probability is really high that you can help somebody because you're just finding what they need, which direction they should go, or what needs to be removed so that their body can take care of themselves. I'm just saying, how can I serve you? What's the highest priority? What is it that your body most wants? Yeah. And let's say they've had a severe trauma and they can't get a chiropractic adjustment, their system's just like rigid. I can still massage them, I can do foot reflexology, I can do energy work, I can diagnose the need for a vitamin or a mineral or stop eating inflammatory foods. I mean, there's always opportunities to heal, adjust something. That was another question I had was, I'm really curious because we're so grateful that we can get physical in-person healing from you in Ventura County, Santa Barbara, but people online, do you work with a lot of people over Zoom to help them? Yeah, worked with someone in New Hampshire yesterday, someone in Brazil last week. I mean, it's limitless. So the muscle testing does work remotely. If I hear someone's voice or if we're on Zoom or something like that, I can get clear readings. Obviously, I can't adjust them like that. But oftentimes when you clear the energy, the body will self-adjust. It's pretty neat. And I actually do have a very scientific mind. My dad was a Harvard professor. Yeah. He won awards for, he's a very science-driven mind. And so there's that. I definitely have that aspect. So when there is opportunities to do kind of research, I love doing that. So once I had a cousin that was in chiropractic school, and he was in LA, and I was living in Ojai, about an hour and a half away. And I said, let's get on the phone, and I'm going to muscle test what bones you need adjustment. And then I'm going to go drive to Pasadena and go see you. and I'm going to adjust the bones that I diagnosed over the phone and see if it's a good adjustment or if it was, you know, a wrong diagnosis.
Yeah, oh, I get it.
So I went to Pasadena and I said, I had written it down on paper. I said, this muscle is weak and these bones are out of place. And so I adjusted him based on my diagnosis over the phone.
Nice.
You don't usually get an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
And I adjusted him, and the adjustments went so perfectly. He says, that was actually the best adjustment I've ever received.
Wow.
And so little tests like that show that at least for that kind of information, you can get very accurate information. So, and so, yeah, it works great remotely.
So you could just tell someone what they need adjusted and then they could have a local chiropractor.
That's true, yep. Or I could, you know, we do a lot of, I walk people through the energy work as well. So like I'll tell somebody, I was working with somebody yesterday, and I said, oh, you don't trust yourself. She's like, oh yeah, I've been dealing with that my whole life. Or like she's like, I'm going through a divorce, but I'm actually not all that sad about it. It was 2 years and it was, you know, just not the right relationship, and she'd done a lot of emotional work. But I was like, but you care what other people think about you going through divorce. She's probably 55, 60 years old, something like that. I was like, you care about the opinions of others. So we worked on not caring about the opinions of others. So we did some work. She's like, I've always been, you know, had a problem with that, you know, caring too much about other people's opinions. So, and then I just kind of walk her through what I would do if I was clearing that issue on me. And I just tune into where she's holding that, you know, that fear about, you know, other people's judgments.
Right.
And so that work we can do, and it's very powerful. The energy work is probably the most powerful thing we can do.
And do you teach people how to send the frequencies of like the colors? And
oh yeah, that's part of the basic series.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I definitely want to take that class.
It's good stuff. I mean, because toxic energy lives in the body as a frequency. So every modality has a range of frequencies. So if that modality has the range that your stress is existing in your body as, so like colors is 400 to 700 nanometers. So like we were working on an issue with you and it asked for color therapy. So that means the stress in you was in that frequency range. So I've just created all the modalities in nature, sound and the gems and tastes and smells and, you know, everything that exists in nature, the plants and animals, and so the body chooses the modality that has the right frequency to match the frequency of the stress in the body. And when you match the frequency, you cancel it. So
you just think about that frequency and it matches it.
Once you make a connection with it, you don't even have to think about it consciously. We can be talking and it runs through the subconscious.
It's like green is just running.
Yeah, it's not like I have to think hard about the color green.
Okay.
Yeah, it runs through the subconscious.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I like to say to people is, this is the most powerful healing system on the planet. And I say that and people go, well, that's, you know, how can you say that, right? And it's not because I'm so brilliant, it's because I'm smart enough to know that my job is to shut up and listen to the most brilliant thing in the world, which is your body's intelligence. Your body's intelligence has a PhD in you. And I've created a system to learn how to listen to that. It's my go-to. It tells me what to do. That's why I make such a bold statement, because you are so brilliant, not that I'm so brilliant. The patient's body is so brilliant. And I respect that intelligence so much that I make that bold statement.
That's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that's what I tell the people on my channel is like, you're unique. So whatever you're feeling or you're experiencing or your special gifts, like they're unique to you. So you have to like discover those and live them. You can't just do what other people do, or you have to find for yourself who you are and what your unique gifts are. And I think your modality does that exact thing. It treats someone like they're unique and special, and no one else is like them. So you can't just put a one size fits all on anybody. It's like everyone gets their own unique medicine, and it's like, yeah,
we're all brilliant.
Yeah.
We all have so much power and potential that we haven't even tapped into.
Yes.
And all I'm trying to do is remove all the trauma that we've experienced that has cast this, you said a spell. We're already under a spell. I'm trying to remove the spells. The spells that tell us we're not lovable, that we're not capable, that we're not all that smart, that we're deficient in all these ways. That's the spell. I'm trying to remove that and say, you are absolutely brilliant. Let's access that. Let's find that. You are the authority. You're the genius. Yeah. We each have a genius. A genie in us. It's called our genius. It's a genie in us. Yeah. That genie knows everything about you. It knows what your dreams are. It knows what your strengths are, what your mission is, why you were born. And all we're trying to do is get to that good stuff. Yeah. While we're still young enough to, to have the energy to do our true life. I really, really, really hope that lots of people find out about your work, because like you said, it's the best healing modality in the whole world. And I believe it. I was going to ask you, is there any other work you think that compares or that's equal, and I don't need to ask you that, because I really am convinced that this work is the ticket, the golden ticket. Yeah, there's a lot of techniques that have tried to hit on this, but the intellect always creeps in. They create these limited, options for the body. So I've tried to create a system that offers the body everything it could possibly want. Yeah. And just, like a waiter, it's like, this is what I can offer. What is it that you want? Yeah. A waiter doesn't tell you what he thinks or she thinks you should order, what they think is the best thing on the menu. The waiter just says, you choose. Yeah. And so we're giving your subconscious mind the power to choose what it's ready for. It might not be the biggest issue, but it's the biggest issue you're ready for right now. Totally. And yeah, powerful. And we just peel layers. We just peel layers. Every day it's like I treat somebody, we'll peel 3 or 4 layers, and the body says, okay, that's enough. I need to go integrate that, and then we'll come back in a week or 2 or 3 or peel some more layers. And it's amazing. That's it. Highly recommend, if you want to check out Dr. Whitten's work, to find the course on his website, or to find book a session with him, either virtual or in person. It's amazing. So if you're on a healing journey and the doctors haven't helped you, and you're struggling, please reach out to Dr. Whitten. He's amazing, and you won't regret it. So, name of the website? TheWhittenMethod.com, right? WhittenMethod.com. WhittenMethod.com. WHITTEN method.com. Cool. All right. Thank you for watching the interview that I just did with Dr. Whitten. I hope you got a lot out of it and you learned about this new cutting edge healing modality. If you want to see a sample session, a real session that he just did on me, I would love it if you continue watching, and I'll take you to. So we're just going to be having a conversation with your body and talking to it and asking what it wants to do. So there's different ways we can do it. So we just get a strong muscle, hold strong, so resist. Okay, so we got a nice lock there. And there's my whole complex way of doing it. But the simple way is saying your top priority is not structural, it's not chemical, it's not energetic. So that's kind of the simple way of going about it. This goes more into detail about different energetic stuff. So if we did that, we'd say, okay, the top priority is not option 1. Okay, so that's this entire list. So it's not list 1, not list 2. Okay. So that's mostly energetic stuff. So it's not core emotion, peripheral emotion, stress, central nervous system overload. So it says that you're taking on too much and you're kind of overloading your circuits. So that's a hand mode that looks like this. So that goes weak. So we'll tap that in and see if we can get your system just kind of calm down a bit. Okay, hold strong. So where should we work? Hold, not your first chakra, first to second, second to third, third to fourth. So it says hold strong. So the overload is right here. Okay. So if we go flower remedy, essential oil, sound therapy, color therapy. So it wants colors. Hold strong. So we're just delivering the frequencies that your body says will balance that kind of that stress of the overload. So infrared to red, red to orange, orange to yellow. Your body says, I invite that in. Okay. Good. Orange, orange to yellow, yellow to green. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I know you're taking on like water for Africa, and the next thing I see on Instagram, you're dashing around Mexico somewhere. Who knows what else you're doing, So much. Hold. We can muscle test here. Infrared, red to orange to yellow to green, green to blue, blue to indigo, indigo to violet as well. Indigo to violet. Are there other colors? Yes. So we've gone through the whole rainbow, but then there's black, there's white, tan, brown, pink, light pink, medium to dark pink. Okay. So just giving your body the color frequencies it needs just to calm down the circuits. Okay. That was a good breath there. Oftentimes when we finally release, it's just a nice deep breath. See how you're in weakness now? Mm-hmm. That means it's clear. Yay. The file has been emptied. Okay, so we got through that. Hold strong. Hold. Nice and strong. Good. Third to fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So just seeing if you're holding that overload frequency anywhere else in the body. Okay, so all that's clear. So you're free of CNS overload, central nervous system overload. And then we can check that at different depths of your being, at the first quarter of depth, second quarter of depth, third quarter of depth. So there's some deeper overload as well. First chakra to second chakra. So it's showing some here as well. Let's see if, color comes up again. Let me just use this. I can get a crisper test with this, infrared to red. Sometimes you don't have to go the specific colors. You just ask for the entire visible spectrum, and the body just kind of absorbs the frequencies it wants. So that's, sometimes I'll check to see if it wants very specific ones or just the entire full spectrum light, what I call the extended visible spectrum. So we go from infrared to ultraviolet. So just beyond visible. Kind of a shotgun approach. Give it all to me. Infrared to red, red to orange. Okay, no other colors. You're still in strength here. So it lets me know there's more that your system wants. It's not color. Let's A, let's B, let's C. list D. So I have different lists of different energetic phenomenon. So in list D, we got the tastes, the smells, the kinesthetics. So like things that we feel like the feeling of warm or cold or hard or sharp, softness. Okay, so bring some softness in there. Think of fluffy teddy bear or something. So my job is just to act as a waiter. I've got my lists, I've got my menus, asking the body, what can I bring you? So when it comes to energetic stuff, I'm delivering it through focused thought. I'm connecting with what your body needs and just running that energy. If your body wanted something nutritional, I would either tell you to, stop eating something or add a certain food or give you a supplement. If your body wanted something structural, it would be massage or fascia work or adjustments or reflexology or cranial work or things like that. You're still in strength. We've gone through softness. Okay, list A, list B, list C, D, list E, list F. List F is the void. So instead of putting a positive frequency in, I'm pulling toxic energy out. So F serves almost like a pulling type of force. Everything in health comes down to toxicity, which is too much of a bad thing, or deficiency, not enough of a good thing. Same thing goes for energetic work. So we were putting in good colors, and that's kind of like satisfying energetic deficiencies. And the void is handling energetic toxicities. Yeah. There we go. Finally got to what we call a yin state, where the system's just kind of drop to weakness. I let go of my hand from the body, and the body bounces back to strength. So you notice how your muscle test, before it was hard to get like a strong test. Your system just wanted to relax, right? Hold strong, nice and strong. So we're clear in the first quarter of depth, second, third, fourth quarter of depth to the core of your being. So the central nervous system overload's a big one. So there's many layers to it in your system. Like it's telling me you're not quite listening to your body. Your mind is so excited about so many projects that you're not quite giving your body the time to balance. Resting. Luckily, you eat well. Yeah. You feed yourself, really healthy stuff. But so at the core of your being, your nervous system is deeply relaxed. It says no. So it's overloaded. So this could even be old stuff, like not ancestral overload, age 0 to 5. This is age 5 to 10. This is, just too much for your system to handle. This tells me you've kind of been operating this way for a long time, right? It's, but still your body is like, WTF, come on, give me a break. Age 5, age 6, first grade, second grade. You get into third grade, says your system took on a lot. Anything come to mind?
Third grade?
Yeah. Usually people don't remember, but sometimes, like later, it could be divorce that can overload a system. It could be, conflict in school or family. Or
definitely. My mom was really erratic and crazy most of my life, so I definitely took on that stuff.
Okay. Third grade, nothing stands out there. It was like always.
It might be a specific episode, but I don't remember it being in third grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First chakra. Okay, so Yeah, around age 8, core overload of the circuits, first chakra to second chakra to third chakra to fourth, back to here again, here, 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 right about there. Let's see, it's not color, it's not sound, it's not flowers, not essential oils, a rife frequency. So it's wanting a specific sound frequency, 0 to 500 hertz to 1,000 to 1,500. So we're actually operating as a rife generator here, 1,000 to 1,100. I can feel it almost go to 11, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Almost there, 1151, 1152 hertz. We could get more specific, like to the 10th of a hertz, but 1152, body says, yeah, that's the frequency it needs to very clearly, very specifically calm your system down from some really old stress. Good. Okay, 1152. So your body's soaked up enough of that frequency. List A, list B, list C. Once again, list D. Taste, smells, kinesthetic again. Sacred geometry is also in that list, but that's not it. So we go soft, sharp, hardness right there, like a rock, something solid. Every session's different. It just depends on what your body's wanting to work on. Whatever your system says, this is causing the most depletion of my energy, holding on to this old stuff. Yeah. There we go. That was a great breath right there. You see, your whole system went to weakness, which lets us know we're finally clear of that stuff from age 8. Okay, so we go central nervous system, Q1, 2, 3, 4 at the absolute core, deep into the empty space. Okay. See, our atoms are 99.999. So what I want to do is challenge your system to say, even in the empty space of your being, you're free of central nervous system overload. So, so there's 7 different levels that I check. The 4 quarters, the core, the absolute core, which is like, just a single line straight down the being, and then into the empty space. Okay. So that makes sure something's not hiding in some kind of, it's kind of like if you go into your room and say, oh, I'm looking for the keys, and you open the door and go, nope, I don't see any keys here. Well, okay, look under the bed, look in your pockets, right? So that's what I'm doing, is looking into all the small spaces. Okay, so let's go back here. Nice and strong. Feel how strong that is now? Yeah. It's just locked. Your whole nervous system feels different now, because the muscle test is a nervous system test. We're seeing how the nerves are firing the muscles. So feels good now. Option 1. So top priority is not option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Okay, that's epigenetic influences. So things that basically stresses that have turned on genes that we don't want. So yeah, epigenetic. So what to do about that? Not adjustments, not structural, not chemical, not other energetic stuff. Okay, so more into that. Not ancestral, not recent issues, not stresses. Past lives comes up. Okay, so real old stuff. Okay, not right. right side, left side, first chakra to second, to third, to fourth chakra, to fifth chakra. Okay. Now, flower remedy, essential oils, sound therapy, right frequencies again. Okay, not color. So right from 0 to 500 to 1,000 to 1,100,000 to 1,050, 60, 70, 80 to 1,090, 1,091, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,096 hertz. 1,096 hertz. And so what we're doing is we're fine. So I could hold 1,096 here. It doesn't want it here. This is where that old stress is. So we're finding the place that you're holding that stress and shooting that frequency 1,096 right where it's being held in your tissues. So we're essentially creating the exact frequency at the exact location. So that's precision energy work, which is kind of a new thing. I mean, usually people will just kind of play some, tuning forks or crystal bowls or give you a flower remedy, but it's not precise like that. Okay, let's say, okay, good. So not another right frequency. Let's say A, B, C, D, E. The void almost goes weak. The void plus pure intelligence. So it's a combination of two things. It's a common combination. So the void is pulling out the energy that we want to release, and pure intelligence is just reminding your system that you're not this body. You're just your awareness. It's going, don't worry so much. You're just pure awareness. You're an immortal consciousness. Uninjurable. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. The last thing that comes up in my list here is Christ light. Christ light. It's actually an energy that I got permission to run about 2 months ago. This is pretty cool.
New energy.
Took about 30 years
to
get the rights to that frequency.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not any bum on the street can run Christ.
Right. In time for Christmas.
Just in time, yeah. Thank you. There we go. See how you went weak there. So that's your system saying it's complete. Take the hand away, bounce back to strength. So we're clearing epigenetic influences, clear it first quadrant of depth, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, to the absolute core, deep into the empty spaces. Okay, see? We go subtler and subtler, so we go right there. So an empty space of the lower sternum there. So that's coming up colors. Run full spectrum light right there. Just getting the last residues of this issue. Okay. Still in strength. The state of K, Christ light. So we've gone through all my frequencies, and you're still in strength, which tells me there's another location, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. List A, B, C, D, E. The void and pure intelligence right there. So it's not just the heart area, but the head as well. Still in strength, list A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. A unique frequency. So your body says, what I need is not on any of your lists. There's a unique frequency, so I just tell your subconscious to run the frequency that it needs. It's kind of like the Hail Mary. Like, I give up, I don't know what you need. Just subconscious, you figure it out. And now it's complete. There we go. Okay, good. Good. Okay, absolute core in deep into the empty space, clear of all negative epigenetic influences. Okay. So if I said, I'm a chiropractor, do I have permission to adjust you yet? Your body says, no, I'm not ready for an adjustment. That's what's missing from chiropractic. The entire nobody ever taught chiropractors how to ask if the body is giving them permission to do an adjustment. Adjustments are fantastic when the body needs it, when the body is ready for it. And so that's huge, is honoring the body is what it's ready for, what it's inviting me to do. Okay, priorities not option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Option 8. This is a half-hour story. Option 8 is called Master Point. We're not going to have it now. For a second, third. But it's a very specific, it's an energy coming through from various spiritual masters, from God, from there's different energies that we can run from God, something called the Supreme Being, Christ energy, the intelligence, let's say, of water, the intelligence of fire, different principles. And so we can figure out which one, we don't have to, but there's one that's ready to be run through you. And it runs in the energy space between either on the fingertips or the space between the fingertips. And what's interesting, I'll take a half-hour conversation and shorten it. If you look at Michelangelo's picture in the Sistine Chapel of man touching God, how do they touch?
On their fingertips.
Their fingertips. Not wild.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an accidental discovery. It's like, wow, Michelangelo was freaking tuned into some cool stuff here. Okay, so if I check the index finger, nothing runs here. But if I run the space between the index and the middle, right there, we get a hit. See, nothing with the index, nothing with the middle, but the space between them is running. And you just had that breath right there. You could see, it's like, okay, so it's almost like it's not almost, it's a transmission from some pretty high intelligence.
How do we know what it is?
Oh, I've got lists. We can we can
time.
figure it out, but
we don't need to.
Yeah, it's a story for another day.
That's great.
Yeah, so there's about 15 different energies.
Gotta replace the old stuff with the new stuff.
Yeah, there's water, but there's also the entire ocean. So the currents of the ocean, sometimes that comes up.
Yeah. Love the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, here's another one between the ring and the middle finger. There we go. So you can think of the fingers like the old radio dials where you tune in different. So these are like frequencies.
So each one's different. Each point on the fingers.
Yeah, the energy seems to come through through different channels. So if you think of like the fingertip as like a little micro radio dial, and then the spaces between as well. So it's wild stuff. Okay, so we're in strength. So I can just quickly scan through. There's nothing there. It's usually in the solar plexus, the heart, or the head. See, here it's not the space, but it's actually, I can feel it when it's coming. So it's the middle finger. So if I touch here and I just kind of roll the middle finger, almost like a dial, get right there. And in school, I actually discovered this when I was in chiropractic school, but I didn't know, there's a lot I didn't know. What I did know was that the muscle test was going weak in response to this. I didn't know what was happening, but people who had uneven leg lengths, when I would run this frequency, their legs would go even.
On their own?
Yeah. So like if you went down there and let's say you had shoes on and I checked your leg length, let's say one leg was a half inch short, after I'd do this, the legs would go even.
Wow.
So it was kind of like balancing, the brain was coordinating,
Wow.
and balancing the muscles of the body.
Yeah.
So it's a concept that's evolved over the last, God, since about 1997 or 8. I started working on this one. Like I said, it's a longer story. Okay, priority is not, no other master point energies. Okay, not option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay, not chemistry, not energetic, not soft tissue. Now the body's open to being adjusted.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. So priority is not, so adjustments are not only subluxations, it could be traction. So using hand modes, that's subluxation. Says no, it says extremity subluxation. So it wants to adjust extremities. So not right arm, left leg, right leg. So could include the right sacrum, SI, ilium, ischium, right hip, right knee, right ankle. So hold on a second here, hold strong, so we can see. Is right there, the ankle is jammed, ready to go. Okay.
Jammed.
Yep.
Now.
Okay.
Did it work?
It was a little pop, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see here. Are there other adjustments? Right knee, right ankle, left knee, left ankle, left foot and heel. Left first metatarsal and heel, second, third to fourth metatarsal plus heel. Okay. This plus heel. A little bit. Okay. Let's see, right cranials, right upper thoracic rib scapula, right clavicle, right shoulder. Yeah. Again. Left upper thoracic ribs, left scapula. Same setup. Scapula on the plane of T1, T2, T3. Okay. We set you up here. We can muscle test exactly, hold strong, what contact. So right around T3, right there. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Nothing in the neck is inviting me. T1, T3, T4, T5 says, let's do that. We don't know. Let's see. So the left side, nothing shows up. The right side, right here. Okay. Do a little setup. Okay. That went nicely. Okay. Hold. Is there another adjustment? Yep. Not T1 through 6 through 12, lumbar pelvis, C7, C6, C5. See, it didn't give me permission to adjust the neck
Before?
20 seconds ago. C7, C6, C5, C4. It says now it's ready.
No.
Right posterior and a little bit lateral. So we'll get. But the interesting thing Okay. How much force on a scale 1 to 10? So if it's under a 5, I would just hold it. So it's how much force is over a 5, over a 6. So it's like just barely over. So it should go with a very slow, easy adjustment. So we're just going to come here. Real easy. Nice and easy. Hold that, left posterior and lateral. Left lateral, so something's off on the left side of the neck laterally. Left lateral C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. Force over a 5, over a 6. So slow speed would be just like that. Other side. Nice and slow. So fast would be like bam. Slow is dunk. Nice. Very easy. So if I said, are there any other adjustments I'm invited to do now? Your body says no. Is there anything else your body wants me to do? It says no. Okay, so the changes are stabilized, integrated, and saved holographically. Quantum field's been updated, so all the patterns have been saved. There's changes. You won't go back and into old patterns that we just fixed. Is there any homework? Your body says no. You know how to live your life. Says you don't need any homework. Okay. Is there any other information that you need? Anything else we need to tell you about? It says no. Wait more than 3 days to work. Wait more than a week to work on you. Wait more than a week and a half. Wait more than 2 weeks. Wait more than 3 weeks. 4 weeks. Body says about 5 weeks. It can use more, but yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
Yay! That was incredible.
Thank you for watching this video and joining me at the Healing Temple. I hope you got a lot out of the interview with Dr. Whitten and the review of a private session. If you haven't already, definitely go to his website and get the basic course to teach yourself this method, or book a call with him so you can receive the healing from him. I don't get anything from telling you that except the satisfaction of knowing that you're going to get the quality healing you deserve. So if you got value from this video, please like and subscribe as it supports me and this channel. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you in another Healing Temple video. Aloha.